What's going on, people? So welcome back. Just got a shipment in. I just wanted to show off the Volkswagen. It's not mine, buddy of mine's pretty cool. 550 horsepower tune on this, 24 valve GTI swap, pretty sweet. Anyways, just got this in from Drift HQ. This is the adapter harness for the K24 into an RX-8 transmission that is going in the Starion. And I was just doing some measurements where these old perch mounts were from the UZ with the RX-8 trans back to the shifter opening, and then of course engine placement and space here. And it's going to work out just perfect. Obviously, there was some custom stuff done here on the Starion, but it just so happens that with an RX-8 transmission, with the weld-in mounts for rear-wheel drive, will line up perfectly on this and the shifter tunnel. So, trans tunnel, shifter hole. So, it's going to be perfect. And just wanted to share that. This PMC kit came with just about everything I needed. I got it from Drift HQ though, because it would ship faster than buying directly through them. So definitely check that out if you're looking into getting this swap set up. I think I went with I want to say the stage 2 kit or stage 3 kit, just because it was good to like 500 foot-pounds or something. And I'm definitely going to throw boost at this, so why do this twice? So anyways, just a little update on the Starion project. I also got the Renesis out of the RX-8 that's getting an EcoBoost, and my Flywheel shipped today for this, so all of this stuff should be ready to go soon. And yeah, everything is coming together. So here soon, say within a week, I'll be back to add on to this video, and we should have a bunch of parts and be able to start putting stuff together. I'm also selling this because I have no use for it and I never plan to rebuild it. And it's a new day, people. What's going on? I got all my parts in for this guy. There's the adapter. So we're gonna go through a little bit setting this up, what it's gonna take. So, new flywheel, harness adapter. I gotta get that flex plate off. Or trans adapter, I gotta get that flex plate off. I have to change the throw out sleeve. Comes with the kit comes with a new throw out assembly. So that's what I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna get this one. It's looking like I just did a hard mock-up, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to trim the starter a little bit, or maybe the housing to this, because it's not sitting flush. Got the manifold off so that way I can mock up my new manifold, which is up there. I think I went over in the last video that the plates are going to line up perfectly with the perch mounts here, and then also the shifter on the RX-8 trans will be perfectly in the shifter opening up there, which is great because I don't want to have to modify the interior of this thing or shift anything forwards. It will cause the front of the engine to sit about right here, which is a little over the center line of the wheels, which I'm like not totally happy with. But the perch mounts is where the weight will actually come down and sit, which are center of the wheel. So I'm hoping that helps a little bit, even though the weight will still technically be in front of them. Either way, it's got to be a lot better than the UZ was. So I think I'll be happy with that. Not only that, it's a Honda, so the power potential from such a smaller engine is obviously there. And I still haven't dropped this thing down. I need to find a home for it. I know that they're getting harder and harder to find, so maybe somebody local will pick it up for a rebuild. But I'm going to get started on this and keep you guys updated as I'm coming along. All right, so here's the adapter plate, and I put it on there, gave it a few smacks, light ones. You can see it is hitting here on the starter versus trimming up the starter. I'm going to put my die grinder just here on this edge because it's the tiniest bit. So put it there and just take a little bit off that rounded edge and it should fit. All right, so we're back. Ran into a few dilemmas. This is just based off me not reading. The kit did not include flywheel bolts. Big bold letters told me that, but I just didn't look. So I ordered some new ARP flywheel bolts. And then another thing here with this slave adapter, it comes with a centralized slave. And that goes over here, but you have to trim the housing, and I don't have anything to trim that precise. So I'm gonna ask my buddy next door, just that make sure, that way I know it's perfect. I'm gonna pull the pinion bolt off there. But yeah, so I have all the bolts in place where they need to go here, including the flywheel and starter. This kit actually included a block off plate for here as well. So I have everything kind of the way I know it needs to go for now, but I'm waiting on ARP flywheel bolts, getting that housing short end, and then go from there. In the meantime, I did get it cleaned up after coming out of there. I cleaned up the insides a bit, and yeah, so that's where we're at. What's going on, people? Today we're back at the shop, and I'm gonna do some cleaning up here, and then I gotta get that 624 truck pulled back in and get cracking on that. And then also I want to mess around with the wagon a bit today, see if I can't get that 4-barrel manifold slapped on there and get it running better. So hang out with me while I mess around with some stuff. Another thing I really got to do, I have all these bins or boxes that have bins to them, but I got to get this stuff more organized, and because there's just like random stuff throughout, and having it all where I know where everything's at would be nice instead of just random stuff. Now that I got new boxes, I moved my old box into here, but there's still some tools in it. Shopping cart with a K20, and I really need to start pulling some of this stuff out because I use it a lot, and find a home for it out here. I also got these shelves to hold parts that are getting ready to go in. This is a RX-8 clutch. This is a flywheel for a 2.7 Audi. This is the custom clutch that I have to use on the RX-8. I went down to Center Force, is local to us, so I was able to just tell them what I needed and go down there and pick it up, so that's pretty cool. Finally got a welding cart for my Marlboro welder. But yeah, let's see what I can do to organize. Back to a new day, people. I'm back working on this, and here's what I've got so far. So I did have to shorten the housing here on the clutch slave adapter. Basically on the RX-8 it pokes out a little bit. Had to trim it so that adapter will fit on there. Use some Honda Bond to reseal it so you know it's not going anywhere. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for now. I did start to mock up the plates and get those on until I realized that I have to cut my own spacers with the plate kit that I bought. So I will be doing that another time. And in the meantime, I am going to probably bolt these up and just mock them up in the car. That way I can kind of feel out where everything's gonna line up, and then I can start, working on the mounts, where the perches are gonna come off of them, and just get a general idea. So that way when the time comes and I have everything to put this together, which all I'm missing is flywheel bolts. I just got those from K-Series parts, so those should be here by the end of the week. But I may wait so that way it can just go together once and keep it as a whole unit and then put it in the car. So I will be back with an update once those come in. All right, so I got my ARPs in for the flywheel on the K24 Starion. So I'm gonna get that bolted up right now. I got this thing finally running today. Confirmed that it was healthy. It also, we were told that it was a cammed engine. It is cammed. I'll put in a clip of that. Not so much the lope. You can just hear in the exhaust note that it's cammed. The lope is because I was sending power and killing power to the ignition coils, so that way it didn't keep revving, because it just wanted to rev out because it has vacuum leak because all the ports are open on the carb. Anyways, so I'm gonna get the flywheel mounted on this. I may or may not mount up the transmission, and then we'll go from there. So we're just gonna clean out the threads here. It was an auto engine, so it's not all marred up or anything, but better safe than sorry. Just gonna put all these in hand tight, and then go through and torque them down to sequence, 120 foot-pounds. ARP does not recommend thread locker. Starting to come together though. Once I get the manifold on there, which I may end up having to buy another manifold, because that one, I'm gonna try and keep power steering because the car obviously has power steering, but I may look into a power steering relocate kit and see if there's something like that I can do, or put it in place of the air conditioning or something. So I'll have to look into those and see. I'm gonna get all these. All right, got the flywheel all torqued down. Now it's time to clean up the face and do the pressure plate and clutch. All right, I got that side all cleaned up as well. Here is the clutch disc. This kit didn't include one, but I save all my extra alignment tools, so I had one that's pretty good fit. I'm gonna get this guy bolted up. All right, there she is. Flywheel's on, torque down, clutch plate is in, and pressure plate torque down. Made in Italy, so you know it's good stuff. All right, so I got this all together. It is a new day, shop's a mess. And one thing that the kit and nobody mentioned was that the starter will not fit. This is about how much would need to come off. I'm not going to trim the starter though. I am going to trim the bell housing of the transmission. So I am going to, unfortunately, have to take this back apart and trim it. But as you can see, it runs right into the bell housing there. So that's what I'll be working on right now, is taking it back apart and trimming that out. So stick with me. All right, there we are. Trimmed it up exactly where I needed to. Starter's in. Transmission is in for the final time. I have all the bolts in, and then Loctited down. And I also got this plate cut out with the sleeves behind it. And this one's actually touching on the back. It's not level, because this is pretty much level, the transmission, how it will sit, giving the natural lean to the engine. I would prefer if it were level, but that's just going to take so much extra work versus just making the perch level onto there. So we'll go that route. And I am going to get a power steering relocation kit. I did do some research. They do make one put down here where the AC is, which will line up perfectly. Just have to move the power steering lines over. Maybe shorten them. Right now they're using a cooler on the power steering. I don't know that I will run that or if it's necessary. But yeah, so now it's just time to get this thing hoisted up, put in there, so that way I can try and mock up some of the engine mounts, transmission mount, things like that, and make sure everything for sure 100% is going to clear. My measurements did say that the oil pan will clear, but until it's in there, you really never know. So I'm going to start working on the truck now. I got in early today to do this. This is a customer's truck. If I haven't shown this, it's 351 swapped with a E4D. I got this thing. I just have some wiring to tie up loose ends, and then going to change out the valve covers, the matching air filter. But as it sits, this thing is turnkey, fires up. It is cammed, so it idles a little high. I'll put a clip in of that. But that's what I'll be working on. I got to put the drive shaft in, do the transmission mount, because right now it's just sitting on the frame rails. And then there's the drive shaft, custom made by the machine shop. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I also need to eventually start working on the EcoBoost Festiva, and the plan with that is to run a factory length axle and just make, so if you see, that is the single arm control arm, but the sway bar runs through it. So it only took about 1 inch out of these axles, so I think if I can extend those about 1 inch, it will give more tire poke. But this is what I have for those. Oh, this thing's up and going now. 4 barrel swapped. We'll fire it up really quick. Let's see, is it gonna start? Should start. Ugh. Still have to dial in that timing, but I need to get the door panel back on. Anyways, for the Festiva, pardon the filthy shop, going to try to use, where are they? Oh, they're over here. Somewhere. Where did I put them? Come on now. There. I'm going to try to use these. So this will obviously be tire side or hub side. And then this will be, I'll use spacers in here, but I really do think this will work. The only thing is the sway bar actually shores up the front end on the Festiva. So when I put this in, I need a bolt that goes through this way, which I may be able to cut and re-weld these tabs, or just trim this one off, something. I'll figure it out. But that is the plan for the Festiva. Run factory length axles so that way they don't snap anymore. If you didn't see that, I'll put in a clip of that. But yeah, I did get the shop kind of cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna have a buddy of mine do a mural up here, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. But I'm going to wrap this video up for now. In the next video, we're going to shove this into the Starion and line up all the bolts and stuff. I just don't want to cram so much stuff into one video because, let's face it, I'm not that great at editing. But this is my Conquest. I call it a Starion, but this is still part of the UZ harness I need to pull. There's a new harness up there, along with a new intake manifold, fuel rail, upper coolant port. But yeah. So anyways, this is where we stand on the Starion project. Appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in. If you like this swap, go ahead and drop a like and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I am going to be buying a set of scales so that way I can corner balance all my cars, but offer it as a service here out of the shop. I'm thinking like $50 for an initial weigh that'll give you your current corner balancing, your corner weights, and then you can either take that number and go try to figure it out on your own, or pay an hourly rate to sit here and go back and forth and try to adjust. So, or I can assist with it, but yeah, new service that I might be offering here at the shop. So appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.